Hey y'all, welcome back to The Purpose Nurse if you have been on my channel before, but if it is your very first time, then I just want to say welcome. So I know it's been a while. I literally have been resting up and just preparing for this winter quarter. Literally after I finish this quarter, you all, I have one more quarter and I am finished. Yes, I will be done with nursing school. It's so crazy because I remember literally the day that I started nursing school. Like, I remember the day that I got accepted to UCLA. So it's just such a blessing to see everything come to fruition thus far. But what I'm here to talk about today is math. There may be people out there that are very interested in nursing school or becoming a nurse, but in the back of their mind, they say to themselves, I can't be a nurse. I'm not good at math. I don't want to endanger someone's life. I'm just not really sure about it. And I'm here to tell you that you should not write off your dream of becoming a nurse or any type of medical professional simply because it involves math or it entails some type of task that may seem very hard to you right now, or may consist of a task that you feel like you're not good at right now. But anything that you're interested in or you want to pursue, I personally feel like if you're interested in it enough, you will do what you need to do to get better at whatever that concept is or that task is, so that you can pursue your dream of becoming a nurse, a doctor, or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to share with you my experience that I have had with math in nursing school thus far, and just kind of let you guys know how I felt initially about math going into nursing school and some fears and things like that. So if any of this is of interest to you, then I encourage you to keep on watching. But if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. If you, again, have been on my channel before and you are loving my content, just go ahead and subscribe, please. And if you're new to my channel, after watching this video, if you like what you see, then just go ahead and subscribe as well. Okay, now go ahead and watch the video. All right, y'all, so let's take it back. We are going to take it all the way back to high school. For me, personally, I did not feel like I was good in math. In high school, I want to say maybe I got like a C+ or something in math. I don't know, I didn't feel like it was something that I was necessarily good at. And if someone would approach me in high school and told me, Jalen, you're gonna go to nursing school, you're gonna become a nurse, I would have laughed, not in a demeaning way, but just in a way like, what? Like, I wouldn't have comprehended them and thought they were like, nah, you got the wrong person. But I just felt like I did okay in high school when it came to certain subjects. For example, chemistry. I want to say I probably got a C or something in chemistry too. But the sciences for me in high school were just kind of like average per se. So once I graduated high school and then I got my bachelor's degree and I realized that I wanted to go back to school for nursing, I knew, y'all, that it was some courses that I was going to have to take. I didn't have a choice. I would have to take these courses if I wanted to apply to a nursing program, and those courses were microbiology, human physiology, anatomy. I had to take 2 chemistries, and then it's a couple of other courses that I'm probably missing that I can't think of right now. But your girl was scared. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, I gotta take chemistry. I haven't taken chemistry in how long? Like, I literally was so nervous. But let me tell you how God worked though. So when I moved from Georgia to California, I knew that I had to take these courses, and it made more sense to me to take these courses at a community college versus going to a 4-year college. Why? Because those same courses that I would take at the 4-year college would be significantly less at a community college. And considering the fact that I was not in California resident yet, I really wanted to be cost effective. In fact, I believe the very first prereq that I needed when I moved out here, my dad paid for it for me. And at that time, I was, again, not a California resident. So that one class at the community college I took was probably, I don't know, about like $1,400, which is a lot, because if I was a California resident, that class would have been like $100, $150. Significant difference. So you can imagine the pressure that was on me to do well in this class, because my dad had basically just put down a stack for me to take this course. So here is the story, you all. So I was signing up for my chemistry, and again, I wasn't really familiar with the community college system in California at all. And I signed up for what I thought was supposed to be like the correct chemistry. Here in California, they have a bunch of different chemistries, and it's like this general chemistry and then chemistry for pre-nursing students, and it was just kind of confusing. So I signed up for the chemistry that, you know, I thought I would need. And then later on, I find out that that wasn't the chemistry that I needed, but I would have to take another chemistry, but it was already too late. And I didn't want to just drop that chemistry. God is so good, y'all, because although I ended up taking 2 different chemistry courses, the chemistry A that I took was exactly what I needed. Keep in mind, I had not taken chemistry since high school. So your girl was a little bit paranoid, on top of the stress of having to do well in the class because my father had dropped so many coins on it. So I really wanted to do well. And I already had in my mindset as well that I'm taking these prerequisites one by one so that I can do well in them, because I did not want to have to repeat anything. The way my mom was set up at that time was like, yes, it may take a little bit longer for me to do these prerequisites, but at least I know if I'm taking them one at a time that I'm devoting my attention to them one at a time, and I'm putting my best foot forward, and I'm doing whatever I have to do to succeed in these prerequisites. And you all, God is so good. That's exactly what I did. When it came to that chemistry, I literally was working full-time. I was working 8 to 5, and the way the Lord set it up for me, I was able to do night classes. So I would work full-time and then drive to this community college and sit in a night class and learn this chemistry. Now, was it easy? No, it wasn't easy, but it was so possible and it was so doable. My weekends consisted of going to the library, sitting there, and literally working out problems. I appreciate practice problems. They help you so much, no matter if they're chemistry practice problems or nursing math problems, whatever kind of problems. I really appreciate practice questions, because I personally feel like that I do exhibit test anxiety sometimes. So I feel like for me, if I'm able to practice being in that environment, it's able to reduce any manifestations of test anxiety that may try to emerge. So you all, I took that chemistry A, did amazing in it. Y'all, I got an A in it. I got an A in chemistry, and I hadn't taken chemistry since high school. My mind was blown. Like, I was like, this is crazy. So you can imagine the momentum that I had going into that second chemistry that I needed to take. Now, the second chemistry, it was a little bit harder, and I ended up getting like a high B, like an 88 or 89. But in the community college system, they didn't have plus or minuses, so it was just a B. It wasn't like a B plus or anything. But I was extremely proud of myself because I knew the things that I had going on at that time. But it all required me attending class, asking questions, not only to my professors but to my classmates, befriending students in class and studying with them, things like that. I went ahead and kind of put in my mind when I was taking my chemistry and knew what it took in becoming a better person and, you know, just getting better at math. Now, when it came to nursing school, so we use a program, and the program is called Safe Medicaid. So Safe Medicaid is apparently a program that I believe some other nursing schools are starting to use. And with Safe Medicaid, everything is computerized. There are modules on there. They basically go through a real patient scenario, literally like checking the medication administration record and looking at the patient's birth date, checking to see if they have any allergies. You're literally drawing up the syringe. You're literally counting the capsules or the tablets. It's very, very, very interactive. And I feel like that practicing with Safe Medicaid has definitely made me feel more comfortable, because in nursing, the math in nursing is just a bunch of dimensional analysis. Literally, it's just a bunch of fractions, division, multiplication. And I'm here to tell you that if you're able to do dimensional analysis, you will be fine when it comes to doing med math. I'm telling you, you will be okay, because I really feel like, for me, like, God has just been so good. Like, I can't stress that enough. Recently, for my winter quarter, I had to take a med math exam, and this is what we do every quarter. Before you go into the next quarter of clinical, any form of clinical, you have to pass a med math exam. Why? You need to pass this med math exam because they're not going to have you on a unit and you're working with a nurse and you're not able to exhibit this patient safety and keep this patient safe as it pertains to passing medication. Now, as a nursing student, we don't have a license, so it's on that nurse who's precepting us, who's with us. It's on her license. So anytime we are doing any type of patient care that includes administering medication, a registered nurse has to be there no matter what. Like, a registered nurse has to be standing right there. So back to this exam. With this exam, it literally consisted of reading labels, consisted of insulin, it consisted of drips, and things like that. And this was the first time that actually second time, this entire time in the program, that we had pencil and paper med math exams. Everything else we have done in this program has been through Safe Medicaid. So it was pretty intense when my classmates and I were taking this med math exam, And it was pencil and paper, and literally, y'all, we got like an hour to answer. I don't know how many questions it was. Maybe it was like 50. Maybe it was like 50 questions. We got an hour. And I literally had my head down working the whole time. So honestly, I wasn't really keeping track of time. But I literally remember lifting my head up and seeing like, oh, 7 minutes left. And luckily at that time, I was just finishing up my last problem. And then I always like to go back through and check my work if I have time. So that's what I did. And literally by the time I stand up, put my paper on the table, I see that majority of my classmates were still sitting down, and it really had put in perspective for me that, wow, like, Jalen, like, this was kind of hard, like, you know, because when you're at a point where you're getting up to turn the paper, or like the test is almost over and not really anyone has turned in a paper, something is up, something is going on. So everybody was really tense about this medication exam, because you only have 2 more attempts to pass it. So if you pass it the first time, you get the full 3 points. If you pass it the second time, you get 2 points. If you pass it the third time, you get 1 point, right? So everybody really wanted to pass it the first time. Not only that, but everybody wants to go ahead and, you know, begin their clinical and things like that, because you don't want to not be able to pass medications and things like that in your clinical. So our instructor finally graded them, and you all, I passed with flying colors. Your girl got 100%. But let me tell y'all, I didn't feel that way while I was completing it. I was like, I'm not sure if this is right, but literally, let me go with what the Holy Spirit is leading me to write. And y'all, when I tell y'all, it is possible. It's possible. Something that really helped me are, again, practice problems. So before we had this med math exam, the instructor did send out a document that had links on it, and I literally went through all the links and I just completed the problems. I only went through all the links once and worked out the problems. I didn't go through the links multiple times because I didn't want to spend my entire Christmas break doing med math problems. But I just really want to encourage anyone out there that has a fear of math or may feel embarrassed or anything like that as it pertains to math, that as long as you practice, you will be fine. And again, that's with anything in life. If you are scared you're not good at something, try to get better at it, practice it more. And the best way I learn is learning it for myself and then teaching it to someone, because I feel like if someone is able to teach something to me, they have to have a level of skill enough to teach it to me, because somebody's not going to be able to teach something to you that they don't even effectively understand, right? So that's all I have for you all. I really wanted to make this video because, again, I was one of those people when I was working as a CNA. I just remember talking to the nurses and saying like, oh, I really want to go to nursing school, but I don't know, I'm not that good at math. And when I tell you, it's very straightforward. And when you don't understand something, ask for help. Like, in general, always ask for help. You ask for help because you don't ever want to put your patient at risk. Number one thing, you all, you have somebody's life in your hands. Ask for help. Think about it as if this is your family member. How would you want somebody to treat your family member? All right, so that's it for this video. I'm gonna say it again. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and until next time, be blessed. Bye, you guys.